Yeah, man. Y'all laughed at me last week about Wilson.
What's good? What's good? What's good, baby? It's your boy Trex, the sports junkie, and we want to welcome you to the Stardom Sit-em show on the MBS Central Network. Of course, I got my homie, my brother in the building. What up, Wes?
What up, world? How you doing, X? Hey, happy belated birthday, man. Hope you had a blessed one. Another day older, man. Another day wiser, man. Let's get it, man. Happy
Yeah,
Sunday, man.
the birthday was cool. Definitely, my family came through, friends came through. Shout out to my family, my loved ones. Um, But man, it was tough yesterday, man. LSU losing in the fashion they did. I'm sitting there. Jalen Milroe's gonna run every third down. Why are y'all not blitzing him? I was mad. But at the end of the day,
Spy something, huh?
yeah, man, do something, bro. But congratulations to the Tide. Congratulations to Nick Saban. Y'all were the better team last night. Brian Keller, we got to recruit for that defense, man. Our offense, I think we're okay right now. You know, you keep building, but that defense has to play better. Unacceptable. We're the USC of the South right now. We can score a lot of points, but we
Yeah.
can't stop anybody. And your last night was proof of that. But with that being said, we're not here for college football. We're here to help
No.
you with your lineup today. Couple of things real quick before we get started. The Lions are on a bye. If you have a Lions player, get them out your lineup. 49ers players, get them out your lineup. Broncos, Jaguars, get them out of your lineup. Two games we're not going to talk about, obviously. Titans Steelers happened on Thursday night. Steelers got a big win. Will Levis is a lot of people's fantasy guy right now. He's showing real promise for the future. We're not going to really talk about him on here because he already played. Now, as far as the game going on right now, the Chiefs are all over the Dolphins right now. We're not going to talk about that game because that game already started. So we won't even mention those guys. But hopefully you started Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully you started the Chiefs defense because they looking really good right now. But with that being said, Wes, let's get into these top 5 quarterbacks on the day.
Let's go. Let's go, man. I got CJ Stroud, put him at number 5. I'm gonna surprise a lot of people with this, but I'm honestly starting them in 2 of my leagues. It's Taylor Heineke.
I
If
like
you
it.
have, hey, if you have a chance to pick him up, we'll speak later on it. But hey, please do. He's gonna shine for Falcons. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield. Give me some Baker Mayfield today. Number 2, he better not let me down this week, man. Every time I put him in a top 5 lineup, he puts one down on me. Let's go with Derek Carr with the Saints, man. It's time for the Saints. They're playing a Bears defense is not good. Let's go with Derek Carr. And number 1, I'm gonna put Keel's boy just to put a little jinx in him. I wish he was here right now. I'll put Dak Prescott at number 1. Let's go, man.
I'm not I'm not mad at your 5. I got a few of the same people. So let's start with number 5 for me. I'm going Daniel Jones. I know we were talking about him before we went on the show just now,
Mhm.
but going up against the Raiders to me, I just feel like he sat a while. He's been nicked up. He had a chance to look at the game from the outside. The Raiders are not that good. I think that today Daniel Jones has a good game. Now, next week is a whole other subject, but today he has a decent game against the Raiders. Coming in number 4, I got Garner Minshew. Man, Garner
Ain't you meaning?
Minshew, yeah,
You've
bro.
been preaching it for the last 3 weeks.
He's balling right now. I can't. He has good weapons in Pittman and Downs. And then today they get to play against the Panthers. The Panthers are going to give up points. We understand that. So I'm going to go with Minshew at 4. At number 3, I'm with you, Taylor Heineke. I'm actually nervous for the division now. I think the
Yeah.
Falcons can win a division with Taylor Heineke at
Yes.
quarterback because he can sling that ball around. The thing about them is they don't have Drake London today. I think that can hurt them. But at the end of the day, he's a gunslinger. I think we're going to talk about the tight end position in a second. And
I
Kyle
was just
Pitts
about to.
finally might break out. But I like Taylor Heineke as well. At number 2, I'm with you again, Derek Carr. Derek Carr has to have a good game at some point. At some
Yeah.
point, you got to sit there and say, we gave you all this money. Where's this big game that we're looking for? I know they're going up against your Bears. I know you're a Saints and a Bears fan.
Glad you put that out. Glad you put
If
that out.
not now, when? If not now, when? So I'm going to say Derek Carr. But at number 1, same thing with Daniel Jones. I like the quarterbacks that gets to sit, watch, see what's going on, and hopefully come back better than they were before they sat down. I'm going to Deshaun Watson at 1. I think Deshaun Watson finally has that game where the Browns look at him and say, we gave you all that money, and now it was worth it. So I think the Browns get a big win today. They're going up against a rookie quarterback. So we'll see what happens. So that's my top 5 on the day as far as quarterbacks. Let's get to these running backs.
Number 5, I'm gonna keep continuing rolling with this guy until I can't. It's Breece Hall. I'm gonna go at Breece Hall at number 5. I think you was talking about the Raiders. I believe Antonio Pierce. I believe that's the head coach they signed. I believe he's gonna turn some things around, man. He's gonna put that heart back into the Raiders, man. He's gonna play that old school football. I believe Jacobs is gonna have a hell of a game. I believe Jacobs is gonna turn it on. Number 3, I'm going back on the Falcons. Like you said, man, they might win this division, man. It's a hard, weak division. I'm gonna put it out there like that. I'm gonna go with B. Robinson, man, for them Falcons. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Kamara, man. Check down Carr, man. He's guaranteed. I was trying to get Kamara in the NBS league from Duke, man, but he's getting good points right now. I'm gonna go with Kamara. He's getting all these check down, easy catches. He's averaging 8 to 10 catches a game. And number 1, I believe this guy is gonna be, like 2 weeks ago I bragged about Chase. I believe this guy right here is going to have the game. Barkley. I'm going with Barkley at number 1 for the Giants.
Okay. I'm going to start with the Vikings at number 5, Cam Akers. I know Alexander Madison's still there, but I like Cam Akers more. I think that he brings more to the table for the Vikings. They're not going to – they have Jared Hall starting. They're going to lean more in that running game to me. Yeah, that passing game has been explosive as of late, but you got to think about it. They had Kirk Cousins throwing the ball. Jared Hall, you can't expect them to come out gunslinging mentality. I think they'll give the ball more to Cam Akers. Cam Akers has a good game today, and that's where I'm going with at 5. At number 4, he finally breaks his streak of playing not the greatest football. I'm going Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon finally has a good game. If you remember, he ran the ball very well against the Bills last year. And I think today he picks that up. He is questionable. That's my one concern, or I might have had him higher on the list. But today I think Joe Mixon has a good game, and that's a very good game right there. Bengals versus Bills. Coming at number 3, I got your guy, Jerome Ford. I'm really on the Browns today. I think the Browns make a statement. They need to make a statement win. They get the Cardinals. They have to win this game going away. I think they have to make a real bold statement saying that we're one of those teams. They have a good record, but you're still looking at the Browns and like, I don't know how I feel about them. This has to be the week where they put their mark on the NFL. Number 2, I'm going Ramondre Stevenson. Stevenson out the backfield catching, running the football. I finally think he breaks out and has a good game today against the Commanders. The Commanders traded away both of their defensive ends. So they get a little soft. I'm going to go Ramondre at number 2. But number 1, finally, the guy that was number 1 last year, I drafted him number 1 in the MBS league. He's been nicked up. He talked about he wants to be traded. It's been a lot. It's been a whirlwind since 2 years ago when he was the number 1 fantasy running back. Today is the day. I'm going Jonathan Taylor. Finally has 20 fantasy points. And I can say, stud of the week alert. Maybe, just maybe, he may be the stud of the week. So I'm going Jonathan Taylor at 1. All right, let's go to the wide receiver position. And breaking news, before we even get to the wide receivers, Tua just threw a touchdown. So that game is getting a little closer.
Let's go, Tua. All right, number 5. I'm going since you was on the Browns. I have him on paperwork. I got Amari Cooper finally having a good game. I have Cooper at number 5. Adam Thielen, he's been a dog for the last couple of weeks. Hopefully, y'all been starting this guy, man. He's looking like the old Minnesota Viking Adam Thielen, man. He's been on it. Number 3, I'm gonna go to Derek Carr's number 1 receiver, Olave. Let's go, Olave. It's time to get on the board, man. Number 2, I wish Keo was here, man. Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson. I believe he's gonna have his game coming out. And number 1 for me is Baker Mayfield's number 1 receiver, Mike Evans. That's my top 5.
Me and Wes did not talk about this going into the show. We have a lot of the same guys. Coming in number 5, I got Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen, he is balling in Carolina right now. Him and Bryce Young, they're on the same page for whatever reason. I would have never guessed that if you'd have said Mingo, if you would have said Marshall.
Yeah.
One of the younger guys, I would have been like, yeah. But Thielen is looking good. He, to me, is a must start, especially as a flex or a wide receiver, too. I like me Thielen right now. All right. I'm going to go number 4. I'm going Michael Pittman. I just told you, I'm going to Minshew. I like this game. I think that game could be very high scoring. Highest scoring game alert? Maybe so. We'll talk about that in a second. But I like Michael Pittman Jr. today versus the Panthers. All right. Coming in number 3, I like Gabriel Davis. We know the Bengals have to stop Stephon Diggs. They know that they have to stop Stephon Diggs. I think they do a good job against Stephon Diggs, but that opens up things for Gabriel Davis, so I'm going Gabriel Davis at number 3. Coming in number 2, I'm with you, Wes. Amari Cooper. If I have Deshaun Watson at 1, you know I have to have Cooper somewhere in there. I think Elijah Moore would be a good start too, but I'm going Amari Cooper at 2. Big game today. So that's where I'm going with 2. But number 1, I'm with Wes again. And I'm praying it happens because I need him. I need him to ball this week. I'm going Chris Olave. Olave has to go crazy. I'm talking 30 fantasy points. Let's go, Olave. Start of the week performance. I need you tonight. All right. Let's move to tight ends, Wes.
Number 5, I got Jake Ferguson for Cowboys. 4, I got Cole Kmet, your guy I was trying to get. Dallas Schultz.
I tried to give him to you. You want, man? You don't want to trade?
Oh, man, you get scared sometimes, man. You don't want to break your pieces up, But, hey, after this week, I don't know what's going to happen to that team, man. Number 2, your guy, Taysom Hill. I have Taysom Hill. If y'all started him last week, hey, I know you won. Number 1 is my guy is Kyle Pitts. Like I said, I'm big on Taylor Heineke. I'm going with Kyle Pitts as my number 1 tight end this week.
All right. Well, we got
here.
The myth, the legend, the guy that everyone loves to hate.
Bro. What's up,
Let's
man?
go, Tito.
What it do?
What's going on, Sunshine? Let's go, man.
What's good? Good morning. What did you? Where are you guys at right now?
We on the tight end position. You want me to go first and then let you go?
Yeah. Go first.
All right, I'm going with Dalton Schultz at 5. I think that, like you said, Wes, I think CJ Stroud, he'll have a decent game today against the Bucks. And I like Schultz. I think Schultz is a steady person that you can rely on. Tight ends is hard to hit on if you don't have Kelsey, Andrews, Laporta, or Hawkinson. Excuse me. One of those guys, it's hard to hit on tight end. So I'm going Schultz at 5. At number 4, I got Cole Kmet. I was trying to give throwing Wes an alley. Wes didn't want to go get that thing. I was trying to ask for a backup running back. He didn't want to give him to me, but it is what it is. I got Cole Kmet today. Cole Kmet's coming off of a 10 reception game last week. 10 targets, 10 receptions. That's phenomenal. Hopefully he gives me that today because I need that. Coming in number 3, I got Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid's starting to make his name in Buffalo now. You see why Buffalo took him so early in the draft. I think that they go out there and get Kincaid involved today. So I'm going Dalton Kincaid. At number 2, I'm with Wes here. Kyle Pitts, Taylor Heineke. I love me some Taylor Heineke. I'm a little nervous now as a Saints fan. The Falcons may win this division if they keep Taylor Heineke as starting quarterback. So I got him.
You and me
But at
both.
number
You and me
one.
both.
But at number 1, Keel, don't be mad at me. I saw what George Kittle did to the Cowboys. I'm going Dallas Goedert. He may go crazy against the Cowboys. The Cowboys have to stop Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown. I think they'll focus more on A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and maybe even DeAndre Swift. And that may open up things for Dallas Goedert. So I think Dallas Goedert has to be the number 1 fantasy tight end on the day.
Well,
She
he
got
definitely is
killed.
not the number 1 guy. I got Taysom Hill at number 5 against the Chicago Bears, man. Who would have thought Taysom Hill, starting tight end, or well, Johnson's not available. Hill's been averaging 10 a game this year. Number 4, I'm going with Logan Thomas at number 4. I think going against a New England team, he's ranked 7th among tight ends. Number 3, since I would have Waller, but I think he's out, I'm going with David Njoku at number 3. Deshaun Watson is returning. I know a couple fantasy owners got upset that they thought PJ Walker was going to start, but I guess he's not. So I got him at number 3 with Deshaun Watson playing. Number 2, I'm going to go with a tight end that I never even mentioned all year. I'm going with Trey McBride from Arizona. I think he's the. If you look at his numbers as of late, 35 targets, 25 receptions. I think that's very solid for especially a tight end that nobody's aware about. I would call him a top waiver wire pickup also. Number 1 for me, I'm doing the completely opposite of you. I'm going Jake Ferguson as my number 1 tight end to start. 33 targets, 25 receptions, 237, 2 touchdowns. He came off a bye week with 4 catches, 47 yards, and a touchdown. And then 4 targets. But only 4 targets against the Rams in week 8. 4 games this year, he's had at least 9 fantasy points this year, which is good for a tight end, especially when it's hard to find tight ends. So those are my top 5 tight ends to start for this week.
All right, let's get to these defenses, Wes. What we thinking?
Man, defense, man. Number 5, I got the Saints. I got Saints at 5. I got the Bills at 4. I like the Bills. Even though you're playing against a hard Cincinnati's offense, I believe that game could be either way. I got Keel's Cowboys at number 3. Number 3 with the Keel. Number 2, give me Houston Texans, man. Give me the Houston Texans defense at number 2. And number 1, give me the Browns.
All right. I'm not opposed to some of that. I'm not all the way on board with everybody. All right.
I hear you.
Coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with the Packers. They get to go against the Rams. Brent Rippon starting. If anybody has Matthew Stafford, get him out your lineup. The reason why I'm going to put him at 5 is because the Rams have talent. And Rippon can get the ball to Cooper Kupp and company, and that could be a little scary. But anytime there's a new quarterback that's inserted into the lineup, I love starting the defense. That's just a rule of thumb for me. If the dude is starting for his first start, I'm starting that defense more than likely. Coming in at number 4, I got the New Orleans Saints. They get to go play against a guy who got his second start now. and he was more of a what did he say after the game? A cross train. He was cross training. He said if I wouldn't be playing for I'd be a cross trainer or something, some of that nature. I saw him say something like that. And the Saints defense is actually good, even if you have a good starting quarterback. The Saints defense most of the time shows up. So I'm gonna go with the Saints at 4. At number 3, I'm going with the Giants. Kayvon Thibodeau, man, coming off that edge. I know Crosby's on the other side, and Keo knows I wasn't high on Thibodeau coming out of the draft. I wasn't. I'm saying it. I wasn't high on him. I thought he was going to be a bust, and he's been balling. The Giants defense, to me, I think the Giants are going to get a win today versus the Vegas Raiders. And I know Antonio Pierce is the interim head coach, but, you know, a lot of changes there. A new quarterback, a new coach. That's scary to me. So I think the Giants get off because you're asking them to basically build a game plan in 1 week time with a new quarterback and a new coach, and that's a little scary. I'm going with the Giants at number 3. At number 2, I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons. Like we just talked about, Heinicke is going to put up some points. The Vikings are going to have to match that. The Vikings have Jaron Hall starting at quarterback. That's not Kirk Cousins. So every time there's a new quarterback, I like going with that defense that's going up against them. And at number 1, same situation. Clayton Tune is going to get the start for the Cardinals today, and he got to go against the Browns defense, who has shut down Burrow, Purdy, and a lot of other guys. Now, the good thing about this situation is he didn't shut down Gardner Minshew. Minshew went crazy on him. But I like the Browns defense today, number 1. I didn't have a big game against Clayton Tune.
Okay. Number 5 for me, I'm going with the Raiders defense. To be honest with you, I trust the Raiders offense more than I trust the Giants offense. Especially I think you mentioned on the show, I think they're gonna try to force feed Devontae Adams, and I think he's gonna have a really good game. I got I like the Raiders defense. I think they're good enough to slow at least the Giants offense down. So I got them at 5. Number 4, I'm going with the New Orleans Saints defense. I think it's a formidable matchup. New Orleans is actually, if you look at every single category and defensive stats, New Orleans is at least in the top 10 in every single stat. When you look at they're with the best of them. Number 3, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens at 3. They're at home against Seattle. Seattle, they struggle on the road. A West Coast team traveling all the way to the East Coast, and I think they might be playing in their early games also. Normally, when you're from the West Coast and you play in these early games, you don't do well. So I got them at number 3. Number 2, I'm going with the Chargers against the Jets at number 2. Not sure what's the health status with the cornerbacks with Reed and overrated Gardner. So hopefully overrated Gardner is healthy. So yeah. So and then number 1, I am going with the Cleveland Browns at 1. I originally told X I was high on the Browns earlier this week. Obviously, he decided to go with my pick, and yeah, man. So I'm going with the Browns at number 1.
Okay, let's get to these kickers then, Wes.
I got Houston Texans kicker for bad. I got Aubrey. I believe that's that defense both ways are gonna work today. I got the Saints kicker group, and give me Jake Elliott. Like I said, I believe that might be a defensive game with those two with Dallas because there's a rivalry game. So I'll take Jake Elliott. And number 1, give me Tucker, man. I believe Seattle will put a little defense on the Ravens. So give me Tucker with 2 or 3 good field goals.
All right,
That's my top 5.
All right, number 5, I'm going with Groupie. Happy birthday to him too for the Saints kicker. You know, he is his birthday today, so I want to say happy birthday to him. I think the Saints scored some points today, so I'm going with him. At number 4, I'm gonna say 4 and 3. I got Jake Elliott and Brandon Aubrey in that game. I think the Cowboys and the Eagles could be a lot of field goals in that game. A lot of field goals. They could have a couple of touchdowns, but I think a lot of field goals in that game. So I'm going both of those guys. And then 2-1, same situation. I just think a lot of points will be scored. I'm going Tyler Bass and Evan McPherson. Bengals, Bills. I like both of those guys. Keel, what you thinking?
Number 5, I'm going with Cami Fairbairn at 5. I'm going with my guy, Evan McPherson at number 4. Number 3, I'm going with the Saints fans are nothing but groupies. The king of groupies. I'm going with their kicker, Blake Groupie at number 3. 2-1. I'm going with Jake Elliott and Brandon Aubrey at 2-1. Those are my top 5 kickers to start.
All right. What's the highest scoring game of the day, gentlemen?
I got Bengals and Bills as my highest scoring game.
Wow.
That's my highest scoring game.
The highest scoring game of the day. I'm going with the freaking Eagles, Cowboys, highest scoring game of the day.
So your Cowboys can't stop the Eagles, huh? I get it.
No, their defense will.
Well, how did the highest scoring team? Oh God, never mind. Just erase what I just said. All right, the highest scoring game to me, I kind of alluded to it early in the game, early in the show. I'm going Panthers Colts. I think that's going to be a high scoring game. I think they're going to both be in the 30s, or upper 20s. It could get into the 40s. I just don't see these two teams stopping each other, but we'll find out real soon. What's the lowest scoring game of the day?
I got Washington and the Patriots as my low scoring
I like
game.
that one. That's fire.
Yeah, you said they got rid of the 2 defensive ends, but hey, that catalyst is the middle, man. The middle of the Hogs, man. That's those guys can stop. So that's my 2.
I'm going with the Rams and Packers, man. Lowest scoring game of the day. You got a new quarterback. Running backs banged up for both teams. And obviously the wide receivers do got to step up. Defense have been giving them a lot of points in the past 2 games for both of these teams. So I got that as lowest scoring game of the day.
Wes, don't be mad at me, big dog. I got Texans Bucks.
Hey, I can't be mad at you, bro. Hey, I put in Taylor Heineke. I'm not worried no more, man. I got me a stud, bro.
Yeah, I'm going Texans Bucks. I think the Texans are underrated defensively. I think they'll give Baker Mayfield a couple of times, and I think the Bucks can stop the Texans. We know. Oh my God, I lost his name. The running back. What's his name? Pierce. Pierce is out. So Singletary will be in. So yeah, I think the Texans, they're not fully healthy. So I think they may struggle offensively a little bit. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, let's get to the stardom sit-em portion of the show. I'm gonna name some people, and y'all tell me if you would start them or sit them. Let's start with Devin Singletary. Would you start him or sit him today?
I'll start him.
Yeah, I'll start him. Damian Pierce is out today, so I'll start him.
I'm gonna shock y'all. I would sit him. I don't feel confident in that. I don't think he's. I don't think he's an every down back. I think he's more of like a PPR guy. If it's PPR, I would consider starting him. But if it's not PPR, I'm good on that. You can keep him on the bench because I'd rather start many other people over Devin Singletary. All right, we're going to stay at the running back position. Are you starting or sitting a former Dallas Cowboy? Great. Ezekiel Elliott.
I don't know, man. I just said that defense up front for Washington is pretty good, so I would have to sit him. Go ahead, Keel.
I'm sitting him. I'm sitting him.
Okay. Kia kept it nice and simple. I'm sitting him as well. I'm not. I just tell you, I'm big on Ramondre Stevenson today. I think Stevenson can go crazy, so I'm absolutely sitting him. All right. The Raiders are starting a new quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. Would you start or sit Jacoby Myers?
I'm starting him. I have O'Donnell in one of my deeper leagues. So I'm surprised you. I have O'Donnell starting. He started before and he did pretty good. So I am starting O'Donnell in a 16 team league. I will start O'Donnell with the buys they got going on. I will start him.
Yeah. I'm starting him. Yeah, I'm definitely starting him. I think they'll try to make this game as a like a statement game. I think especially when you lose a coach, I think a team definitely unites and gets together and they end up having a solid game. So I'm gonna start him because I think that Avante will have a good game today too.
Okay, I'm sitting. I'm sitting Jacoby Myers. Y'all tripping. Oh man, y'all boys wilding right now. Ain't no way I'm starting that boy, man. He gotta show me before I can actually put him in the game. Maybe in a 16-man league, maybe PPR, maybe then, but no, I'm staying away from that. All right, I got a good one for y'all. Chargers. No Mike Williams. No Joshua Palmer. Are you starting or sitting Quentin Johnson?
Again, it depends on what league you're playing in. If you're playing in a 16 team league, you know, hey, you got a lot of people on bye this week. You know, like me, I'm out with Brown, a KU, I think his name is. So depends what you have. You know, you in a 16 team league. Hey, that's deep. So I would have to start him. You know, I have to put him out there at least in a flex.
uh, yeah, I'm starting Quentin Johnson, man. He showed some flashes last week. You could see that Justin Herbert was trying to target him the ball. So I'm definitely starting Quentin Johnson.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm finally with you on something. Even though it's against the Jets defense, and the Jets defense is incredible, I just look at that and I said to myself, they're gonna try to stop Keenan Allen. They're gonna try to stop Austin Eckler. They're not worried about no doggone Quentin Johnson. But that's where it gets scary because Justin Herbert can sling that ball around the field. So I think Quentin Johnson actually is worth a good
And
start today, and he may shock some people. He may have a
Yeah.
big game today. So I'm with both of y'all as far as
yeah,
starting
best
Quentin
of
Johnson.
luck. Best of luck to whoever is on the side of DJ Reed. Whoever gets soft Gardner, they'll still have a solid game. But the
Bro,
DJ
you
Reed is
so
a huge
disrespectful. I'm
problem.
not gonna allow you to do that, Keo. Don't disrespect the sauce man. Hey, bro, watch your
DJ
mouth.
Reed.
All right. Last but not least, Matthew Stafford. We talked about him being out, but Britt Ripken's getting the start, and he got weapons. He got Cooper Cup. He got Puka Nakua. Would you start or sit Britt Ripken?
I'll put it like this. I'll throw one out to back to you, and then I'm gonna answer. All right, X. Who would you start, O'Donnell or Rippin?
Ripping.
Rippin.
Easily.
All right.
Easily.
And like I said, if you're in a 16 team league, you got people on by, your quarterback's hurt. You
Brady.
got to you got to start them with offense. You know, they both have offensive weapons on their team, and you know, I would start them.
I'm starting Brett Rippon also. You got some solid weapons there, and I think he'll make some plays because you got too much offense where you just not gonna target him the ball. So I'm starting Rippon.
All right. Hey, I just got a question from my girl Tanya. She has an interesting question, kind of what you just asked. Her quarterback's on a bye, her starter and her backup. So she had to pick up somebody. Should she pick up Jaron Hall, Clayton Tune, or Aiden O'Connell?
Oh, O'Connell. Like I said, I just like the dude, man. I seen him play in preseason.
O'Connell,
I seen
man.
him. I seen him start a game already. To me, he looked it better than Garoppolo. He looked it better than the starting quarterback for the Raiders. And he's a rookie. I would start O'Donnell. What's your pick?
Yeah, I'm taking O'Connell clear, man. He's a must start. Huge waiver wire pickup this week, man.
Hey,
O'Connell.
to my girl, man. Shout out to Tanya, man. Hey, you can listen to them or you can listen to the Sports Junkie. Hey, at the end of the day, I don't like none of the three. But if you absolutely pushed me into a corner and said you gotta pick one, I'm going Jaron Hall. I am. I'm not gonna lie to
Wow.
y'all. Jordan Addison's been going crazy. The coaching never changed. With the Raiders, I'm concerned about the coaching situation. You fired your offensive coordinator, you fired your head coach, and both of those guys were offensive guys. So you're telling me we're gonna just tear that thing apart and we're gonna try to put it back together in 1 week span with Kayvon Thibodeau coming off the edge. I don't love that. Y'all may, and I'm not sitting there saying Jaron Hall is gonna have this big, massive game by no means. I told you I wouldn't want to start none of them. But if I had to pick one, and it was absolute, I'm going Jaron Hall.
But then again, you picked the Falcons defense to terrorize the Vikings.
I did.
Today.
I picked the Giants defense too. I had the Giants defense too, though.
They couldn't protect for Kirk Cousins. What you
That's
think
true.
that rookie gonna be a deer in the headlights back there? O'Donnell started already. Go look at O'Donnell's
He
numbers.
got Addison, and I know O'Connell has Devontae Adams. I get all that, and he got Jacoby Myers. But you got Hawkinson, you got Jordan Addison, you got these guys, you got Akers, you got these guys that you can dump the ball off to. And the Falcons defense, even though the Giants are not great, the Falcons defense does not scare me. I just picked them in my top 5 because they're playing against a rookie quarterback. They have to do something, but it wouldn't shock me if Jaron Hall had a decent game today. It wouldn't shock me if O'Connell had a decent game. I'm just trying to stay away from both of them. All right.
Gotcha.
My boy Jeff wants to know, because he heard us say something about Cam Akers. He said, I got Akers or Madison. He wants to hear from you guys. He knows how I feel about it. I said, I'm starting Akers. Would y'all start Madison over Akers?
I've been seeing myself. If you watch football, you can see yourself. Akers is getting more touches. I don't know. He feels more comfortable in the offense than Madison. I don't know what happened to Madison. I had Madison. I traded Keel for Madison. I gave up on him. Glad I did. I'll start Akers. Akers look like he's gonna be the man over there in Minnesota.
Nah, I'm going with Madison. You look at the last 2 games he's had what, 4 fantasy points, 5 fantasy points. One of those games was against the Niners, where they couldn't even run the ball. And he got fed a lot in the Green Bay game. They gave him the ball 16 times. Obviously, they weren't successful at it. But throughout the rest of the season, he's been a consistent, at least averaging 10 or more throughout the entire season. I can't really say the same for Cam Akers. There's a reason why he's no longer with. The Rams. The Rams got so many chances. When you look at what Cam Akers has done, 8, 7, 3, 1, 8, 8. That's a waiver wire pickup type of player, man. So I'm going with Alexander Madison.
Well, there you go, Jeff. 2 of us say Akers, 1 says Madison. You gotta make your decision, big dog. All right, I got 2 pick 2 type situations. My boy Langston wants to know: Zay Flowers, Tyler Lockett, and Jordan Addison. Pick 2 of them. Which 2 should he start?
I'll go with Zay Flowers and give me some Lockett.
Yeah,
that's my 2.
I'm going to say Flowers and Zay Flowers and who's the other guy? Oh, Lockett. But go ahead, True. Pick Jordan Addison because since you like Hole so much.
No, I'm actually with y'all. I like locking in.
Oh,
I like
really?
I like locking in Flowers better than these two guys.
Flip
So
flopping, huh?
I mean, no, I'm not flip flopping. I'm saying what I think. I'm saying what I think, big dog. All right. So there you go, Langston. We got the same. All of us have the same thing. So that's not a good thing if we all agree, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to say Flowers and Tyler Lockett as well. All right, my boy D wants to know pick 3. He got Devontae Adams, Nico Collins, and Michael Thomas. I'm going to shock y'all with this one.
He needs 2.
2.
Give me Devontae Adams. I have Nico Collins, but if I had Mike Thompson, I don't know. Nico Collins owe me one, man. I'm gonna go with Nico Collins and Devontae Adams on that one.
I'm going with Devontae Adams and Michael Thomas in this one.
Wow.
Yeah, Nico Collins. I think he's just a flavor of the month. He'll be
man.
a waiver wire pickup player once this month is over. Give it Thanksgiving or so.
So Keo went Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams. Wes went Devontae Adams, Nico Collins. I'm going Nico Collins for sure over the other 2. And the other 2 is tight. But I'm actually going Michael Thomas. I'm sitting Devontae Adams. I don't see what y'all
Wow.
Y'all can say X you bugging, but I don't love Devontae Adams. And I'm going to tell y'all, before they made the switch at quarterback, I was like, Devontae Adams going to have a monster game today because Jimmy G's going to try to force feed him this week after what happened last week. But I think it's going to be different this week for him. It's kind of like the Garrett Wilson situation. I know Garrett Wilson's having a decent year, but not the year that we expected. We expected a monster year from Garrett Wilson with Aaron Rodgers. I think with a new quarterback coming in, it's going to be rough today. It won't be a great day. It'll be a decent day. He'll have a decent numbers, but it won't be what you guys think. And I like Derek Carr a lot today. I think the Saints really get off today against the Bears. So I'm going to say Michael Thomas at least gets him one. And I really like Nico Collins. Wes, Nico Collins beat me when me and you played. So shout out to Nico Collins. All right, the last one. My boy Joseph just hit me up. He said, X, I got Zach Wilson and Mac Jones. But in the waiver wire, I can go get Taylor Heineke. Should I start one of my quarterbacks or go get Taylor Heineke? What y'all think?
I don't know, man. Hey, I'm big on Taylor. What was, I'm sorry, I missed that question. What
he got Zach Wilson and he got Mac Jones, he said.
Oh, you don't have to say no more. Don't say no more, X. Go get my dog, Taylor Heineke, man. Hey, AKA start of the week.
Wow.
All right, let's go. Got that out of here.
Wow.
What you doing, Keo? You love Garrett Wilson.
I'm definitely not.
What you doing?
Well, I'm definitely not starting no freaking Taylor Heineke, man. They're going against what the Saints defense. I think the Saints defense gonna give them a hard time in this game.
No, they're going against the Vikings.
Vikings. Okay, the Vikings. I still would sit them. I'm not sold on Heineke like that, man. I'm sticking with Zach Wilson as my quarterback, my starting quarterback. I think he could put up at least, a 17-20 point type of game against the Chargers. And obviously you still got Garrett Wilson over there. So I'm taking Zach Wilson. I wouldn't even waste a waiver wire pickup to take somebody like Heineke.
Wow. He's disrespectful.
Shots fired.
Joe's up. Hey, Keo's tripping right now. Don't listen to Keo. But I'll say this. As much as I like Taylor Heineke, Joseph, you're going to have a tough decision to make because he chose Zach Wilson. He chose Taylor Heineke. I'm going Mac Jones. I think at the end of the day, Bill Belichick is so well prepared that he puts you in positions to win. And when you tell me both of your defensive ends are no longer there no more, that says a lot. I think that I'm going Mac Jones on this one. I tell you, I like Ramondre Stevenson. He may catch a screen and take it to the house. So I'm going with Mac Jones out of the three. But I do like Taylor Heineke a lot. It's a close one, but I wouldn't pick up somebody if I already got somebody I can start. So I'm going Mac Jones in this one. All right, gentlemen. With that being said, we're going to wrap it up. Let's get to the favorite part of the show. What we doing? Sleeper of the week. What we doing?
I already said my sleeper of the week is Taylor Heineke. I said stud, but he's a sleeper of the week, man. That's my sleeper.
I'm going with O'Connell from the Raiders for my sleeper of the week.
All right. Mine is similar to Wes's because of Taylor Heineke. Kyle Pitts goes bonkers today. I'm talking looking like what we expected when everybody said, oh, he's going to be the next big tight end. I think Kyle Pitts goes crazy. Get him in your lineup. He's the sleeper of the week today. He's going to have a big game today. I'm thinking close to 10 catches, 7 to 10 catches, and over 100 yards. I'm going Kyle Pitts. All right. Who is the dud of the week?
I'm going with the Bears quarterback, man. Paget, man. I believe that Saints defense in that dome, they're gonna be loud today. Hey, like you said, I'm a Bears and Saints fan. I believe Paget's gonna have his last day. Fields gonna be back next week.
I'll give you a real dud of the week because he's been a stud all year long. Well, it finally comes to an end today. I'm taking AJ Brown as the dud of the week.
Wow!
AJ Brown, his streak will end with 100 plus 25 yards. He will be under 100 yards receiving against my Dallas Cowboys defense. And I think they'll find somebody else to beat them. So I'm going with.
I'm gonna give
Devontae
you a
Smith.
real dud of the week. You ready for this? Because you said, his 125 yard streak is gonna be broken. Like 100 yards is not a lot. Like he won't have a decent game against the Cowboys. I'm gonna give you a dud because you disrespected the sauce man.
Uh-oh.
I'm going Justin Herbert struggles big time against the Jets defense. The Jets shut down the Chargers. Justin Herbert doesn't get 15 fantasy points this week. It's going to be bad for the Chargers. Antonio, what up? What up, Antonio? I'm the only one that picked the Jets to win this week. And in college, I was the only one to pick Oklahoma State. Oh!
Well, technically,
nobody wants to LSU because a lot of people picked Alabama.
No, I was gonna say that technically the game right now, I'm the only one that picked the Chiefs. Yeah, Tyreek killed this. Tyreek killed that.
What's the score?
21-14.
Okay, 21-14. How much time left in the game?
7 minutes.
Who got the ball?
The offense do. Third and 5 now.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up so I can finish watching that game. Who is you guys stud of the week?
I talked about it already. My stud of the week is that dude Saquon Barkley. That's my stud of the week.
All right. My stud of the week. Man, it's an easy one for me. when I found out he was starting, I said he's gonna have the biggest game of this season. I'm going with Deshaun Watson for my stud of the week.
Hey, that's a good one. I ain't lying. That's a good one. I had Deshaun Watson as my number one quarterback today. I think he does have a big game as well. But there's somebody that's going to have even a bigger game. And if Wes paid attention, then Wes knows where I'm going with this. Is the resurgence of the former number one overall pick in fantasy football. Today, JT returns. Jonathan Taylor has a massive game. I'm talking about almost 25 to 30 fantasy points against the Panthers. He goes crazy. Jonathan Taylor is my stud of the week. Woo!
Wow.
All right. Let's get to the shout outs, y'all.
Hey, shout out to the MBS fam. Appreciate, man, everybody, what they do for the fam. Shout out to X, man. Like I said, man, hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, man. Let the Saints get that dub. Keel, hey, man, don't go crying in that car when the Cowboys lose today, you hear?
Nah, I'm just I
Much
won't
love.
be crying. I won't be crying. I'll be just turning off my social media.
Wow.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that, man. Hey, much love, though. Everybody, much respect, much love.
Yeah, and
Go
with
ahead,
that
Keo.
being said, man, shout out to you guys. Appreciate everything you guys do. And with that being said, man, I do got the Saints losing today.
Hey, what you want me to do? Give you 4 points? I'll give you 4 points.
No, you don't need to give me 4. I'll give you 4 points.
Throwback for Jonathan Taylor, the throwback damn shirt I got on. Hey, but all jokes aside, man, I want to say thank you to everybody from Keo to Wes to anybody that did the video with Keo, to anybody hit me up on social media, came yesterday to the crib, celebrated with me, that wished me a happy birthday, man, from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. My life, I have no complaints. My students ask me, Coach Strong, what do you want for your birthday, man? I just want y'all to pass y'all this class and y'all test. That's all I want, man. I'm truly, truly blessed. My parents are alive. I'm married to an awesome woman. I got great friends, a great family. I have no complaints, man. And shout out to everybody that showed love, man, yesterday and even today. With that being said, this has been the Stardom Cinema Show. I'm Truex, the sports junkie. LSU, you pissed me the hell off. And we out.
Peace.